Hey, I actually have it facing in the right direction for once. I think I figured out the trick. Now, having no luck here with my internet connection. It just want to cooperate tonight. Does not want to cooperate. Just wants to keep throwing me off. Apologize for that. Hi, Caroline. Looks like it's me and you so far, kid. I hope you're doing well. Must be the cold weather. Hey, Sandy. I'm buffering, so I'm hoping that my internet connection will get up to the task here and do its job for us tonight. I see Sandy and Caroline. I don't know if there's anybody else. We did have somebody on earlier from New York, but my internet connection started buffering and I had to reload. Good. Glad to hear it. Sandy, are you keeping warm? I hope that you're all keeping safe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. I'm glad you're watching and that we can play with them together. Um, while we're waiting, hopefully, for a couple more to join us, I have to tell you that, Sandy, hibernating is probably the best thing. When I was on my way to work today, there were 4 different accidents. Well, actually, there were 6 different accidents. And most people were on the side of the road in the ditch. So that was very, scary. And I worked at home the past 2 days because it was so cold. And I almost turned around and came back once I headed out, and the road was just complete black ice. I mean, the whole way. There was not one bit of it that was not ice. But like I said, I had worked from home the last 2 days because the weather with the wind chills and everything. So I wanted to be able to get to my office and actually, be face to face with some folks that I needed to meet with. So that's what happened. Otherwise, I would have worked from home. Plus, I'm off on Monday for a doctor's appointment. So I definitely felt like I had to get in there today. But it was scary, no doubt. And there were wrecks on the way home, too. So for those of you living down south, I'm glad that you're not experiencing this terrible weather. And, oh, you're going to North Carolina. Oh, yeah. Good for you. I'm happy for you. That's great. That's good, though. Are you going on a trip to, like, to visit friends, or are you going on a vacation? Hey, Sue. Looks like I'm still buffering on my screen. I don't know if I am on your screen. I don't know. I'm just... Yeah, it's supposed to be warm here next week. So, but it's supposed to be raining too. Oh, you're going to see your mom. That's great. Well, you'll have to tell Pam we said hello. I think about her and I hope that she's doing well. Yep, that's great. I bet you're looking forward to seeing her. Good, good. All right, so I just cut my card stock down. This is that Not Your Mama's cardstock. I found that it does the best with these Chroma Glaze products because they are heavy and they're wet. At least I found them to be anyways. And I have a bunch of different stencils here. A lot of them are Brutus Monroe, but I was going to use this birthday one because tomorrow is my son's 14th birthday and I need to make him a card yet. So I thought it would be fun to make him one with blue and green, maybe, or, oh yeah, blue and orange. That would look nice together. Played it a couple times with these Chroma Glazes, and I think that they're great by themselves, but when you combine them and you have different colors on one surface, oh, that is beautiful, just beautiful. So yeah, that's something I'd like to try tonight. So we'll try that, and then I have a couple other stencils in here that we can try, but we'll do this one first. Yeah. This is the birthday stencil. It's not new. I think it's still available. I don't know if it's retired or not from the Brutus Monroe shop, but it's not new. And boy, does that create a glare. Let me see if I can adjust that a little bit. Where's my glare coming from? Hold on a second. Okay. No, maybe it's coming from behind me. I think it's coming from behind me. I really can't do much about it, but throw down a piece of paper and try to block it. That's what we'll try to do anyways. So somewhere right in here, there's a glare right in here somewhere. There we go. That's better. We'll block it the best we can. I don't want to blind anybody. Yeah, I don't know if it's still in the store or not. If you go to their website and you do a search for mixed media stencils, there will be different ones to pick from. And you can always call and ask Heather if they still have it for sale. But it's definitely cute. And I'll tell you what else is cute. This paper that it's backing, the backing for this. How gorgeous is that? That is pretty. My goodness, gives you an idea of how colorful of a background you could make. Okay, so what we're going to do is start with this piece here, this piece of cardstock, and this stencil. And I need to tape it down because otherwise I'm liable to make a real mess with it. So just give me a second here. And I'll tape it to my craft mat, and also, oh, the pencil, oh, maybe that's what was causing the glare. Let's see. We can move this and see. That might have been causing the glare. I don't know. Oh, yeah. I think you're right. You're so smart, Carolyn. Good call there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was definitely nice to meet your mom, and it was definitely nice to meet you too. It was nice to spend time with everybody, get to know some of you. I know I wouldn't be doing this live video. I wouldn't be, let's just put it to you this way, I wouldn't have the guts to try. But after I met all of you and found you all to be so nice and friendly and encouraging. Oh, I'm glad she had fun. She really was a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. Yeah, it was great getting to know her. She's very funny. You are too, Carolyn. You both have a great sense of humor. Okay. All right. Let me just tape this down too. I'm using the, she has us fooled. I felt bad for you all going home in that terrible storm. Jeez. That December nor'easter that never made it up to Pittsburgh. but definitely hit Virginia and North Carolina. How long did it take you to get home? Yep, making memories. 14 hours. Wow. I bet you there was a lot of back-to-back traffic too. Even though it was a storm, there probably were still a lot of travelers on the road. Oh, you were stuck at your mom's too after that. Oh, well, at least you got to be together. And like you said, making good memories together. Okay, I think that's going to do fine. And like I said, I thought I would do 3 different colors. I thought I would start with maybe some, well, definitely I want to do the blue and the orange. I might do a little bit of yellow. Definitely not pink or purple. Those are definitely out of the question. But hopefully it'll be okay. Maybe I'll just do 2 colors. Well, we'll give it a try. That is a long trip, that's for sure. So I think I'll do orange at the bottom and then blue at the top. And I need to grab my baby wipes because this stuff is messy. And I have behind me, I have a tub full of water, a dish basin full of water. Yeah, you need to go on a road trip so you can road trip through the storms. Oh my. Well, hopefully the next road trip you all take together won't be any more storms. Yeah, they're so colorful. They're just they're very much like a gel, and they're very vibrant. It's just such a rich color. And what I do, I just slowly go in one direction and apply the Chroma Glaze. I find that if I go in 2 directions, then sometimes it'll end up creeping under in the wrong direction, and I don't know, it ends up kind of blurring a little bit, which, I mean, that's no big deal, but I try to keep it as steady as possible. And the first time I played with these, I made it too thick. And that's fine if you want to have a lot of texture, or if you want to, not texture, but that's not the right word. If you want to have a lot of like dimension or height, but I don't think that that's necessary. I don't think it's necessary to have a lot of height. Now, I also have the glitter glazes, and for that product, I do enjoy putting it on thick and letting it sort of stand up and have a lot of thickness and dimension, but I didn't quite get the same, I don't know, maybe it was the stencil I was using when I did this for the first time, but I don't think it's necessary. It makes enough of an impact, even with a flat effect on the palette knife. It doesn't have to be really thick, in other words. Okay. So, it's the consistent, yes, that's a good question. It is very smooth. It is just like pudding. That is exactly what it's like. It just reminds you of Jell-O pudding. That's the exact consistency, and it's even shiny like that. Now, dry time, my first batch that I made, I let it dry overnight. I just basically made a couple, and then I just went to bed because I don't have much patience, and I felt that if I tried to watch it dry or tried to dry it myself with the heat gun, that I would lose patience real fast. And so I decided that I would just let it go overnight. Now, Sandy, do you have the Chroma Glaze products? Have you played with them? So I asked Christopher about using a heat gun to dry it. And he said you can, but because it's a gel-based product, he said that you have to be careful because it could bubble. And I think it could burn easily. When I think of bubbling, I think of something burning. Okay, Sandy. Sandy said hers dried in a couple of hours. So, yeah. I'm afraid to use my heat gun. I'm just afraid that I would totally destroy the work. I'm worried. So I'm going to shy away from the heat gun for now and just stick to the overnight drying. But I do have a couple that I did a couple days ago. So instead of waiting, we can use the ones that I made a couple days ago and actually make a real card tonight. Instead of just, watching me put this on and then not seeing a finished product. But I definitely want to let this dry. And if it dries in a couple hours, that's great because I'd like to make the card before I go to bed tonight because tomorrow is his birthday. He'll be 14. And I have a couple errands I have to run tomorrow morning. And then all of his friends are coming over. Well, some of his friends are coming over. There's like 7 teenage boys over for his party. And I just don't want to be rushing around at the last minute trying to make his card. But I know one thing. I will be locked up in my craft room the whole time, pretty much. Yeah, I think I'm going to be back here playing with cards while the boys are downstairs wrecking havoc, in other words, on the video game system, right? I just hope they have a good time, and I'm glad that the weather is finally starting to turn. Okay, being born on February 2nd, which is Groundhog Day, is really cool, especially in Pennsylvania where we live. But there's a tendency for it to have very, very bad weather. A matter of fact, one year, by the way, I'm just going to sort of blend the line here so that the middle section is probably end up looking like mud, but at least it's not a harsh line. So the one year, I think he was 4 years old. It was his birthday. I'll never forget. It was Thomas the Train. That was the theme. And it was in at our church because our church has a big social hall. And that's where we decided to have the party. And it snowed 3 feet of snow. Not just inches, 3 feet of snow. So we had to postpone the party. It was supposed to be on a Saturday, but nobody could get out of their driveways, including us. We didn't get plowed out. The party was supposed to start at like 4. We didn't get plowed out till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, I mean, I was bound and determined to get there, but my determination was no match for 3 feet of snow. I almost got stuck in my own driveway trying to fight my way into the church. Meanwhile, the church parking lot wasn't plowed and nobody could have ever made it to the party. But yeah, it might blend to make green. That might be what it does. Yeah. So here we go. We're going to peel up the tape and see what it looks like. And then we can make another one. And hopefully this will make a nice card for tomorrow. Yeah, it probably does. I'm not really good at my color theory, but I would think that orange and blue could tend to make a greenish color. Oh, I better put the lid on this before I knock it across the room. Yep. Yep, it's always exciting to see the big reveal. Of course, I'm not as dramatic as Christopher, but still it's fun. All right. Sandy, have you made a lot of cards with your Chroma Glaze? Whew, get it all over my shirt. Oh, okay. Was that your Valentine's card? Did you make a Valentine's card? So you had less than a milliliter. Mm. Where are you from, Sue? Oh, you made a birthday card. Okay. I always have a hard time figuring out where the camera is. Just give me a second here to get into a better frame. Oh, you're from, so you live in England. Wow. I know that you all probably have your fair share of, yeah, it does dry shiny. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it gets really cold over in England though. Mm-hmm. So I have a claim to fame, I guess. My ancestors are from England and came over not on the not on the actual Mayflower, but on one of the pilgrim ships. And so we've traced our genealogy back to England. Um, the town is called Surrey. I'm not sure where that's at in England, but I guess I have looked at it on a map before. Okay, -2. And is that Celsius or Fahrenheit? That is cold. Well, yes, Sandy, we'd love to see a picture of your card. And you should put it on the Brutus Monroe fan page so that we all could see it. Oh, so you've got a very cold 43 degrees. What we wouldn't give to have 43 degrees here in Somerset, where I live. Because if we had that, then some of the snow would melt. And I wouldn't see cars in the ditch on the way to work every day. Oh, Surrey is a county. Okay. Well, I'll have to go back and look through my genealogy book to see which town in Surrey my family comes from, my ancestors come from. Okay, so that one got a little smeared. Like right here it smeared a little bit, and then right on the edge here it smeared a little bit. But the blend looks kind of cool, so I'm pleased with that. I'm pleased with how that turned out. I like that. I like the birthday theme. So I'm just going to set this over on my dresser so that it doesn't get ruined by my clumsiness. Okay? All right. Now, next stencil is not a Brutus Monroe stencil. This is just a generic stencil, probably from Michael's or Joann's or something. But what I like about it is it has stick to it. I don't know if you've ever seen stencils like this before, but they kind of have some stick to them. Although right now it's not sticking very well. Probably if I had it on a piece of paper it would. Let me see if I can get a piece of paper out here. Oops. A piece of paper that doesn't have a bunch of information printed on it. Okay, let's try this. But maybe I wore the stick off of it. Well, okay, we'll just tape it down. And I'd like to try, and I know we're early for St. Patrick's Day, but I've made a lot of Valentine's cards already, and I'm very much in the mood to start making St. Patrick's Day cards. Oh, so the county is about an hour from where you live. Okay. Well, Sue, I'm going to look it up in my book, my genealogy book. My sister, before she passed away, she did all this research on our family tree. And my maiden name is Coddington. And from what I understand, Cuddington is the name of the area or one of the towns over in England. With Cuddington, but my maiden name is Codd. So it's probably got changed in America. Anyways, my sister did the research, and all of the background search and all the stuff on Ancestry and everything. She was the one who was able to figure out about our ancestors and where my dad's family all comes from. But what happened was my ancestors settled in Rhode Island and New Jersey and New York. And my, I don't know, 7 generations back, maybe further back than that, ancestor, great grandfather, actually fought in the American Revolution for the New Jersey Regiment. And he fought for several years, and however long the war lasted. I'm terrible with history. I'm telling you right now, I'm terrible with history. But anyways, he was injured during the American Revolution. And we're going to do green and yellow now. Green, yellow, and I think maybe some purple. Which reminds me, is this the Mardi Gras colors? Green, yellow, and purple? I think it might be. So, as part of his commission for fighting, he was given land in Maryland. And the land was granted to him for being in the American Revolution and for fighting. And so that's how my ancestors came to settle in the state of Maryland, northern Maryland, not far from the Pennsylvania border. And of course, that's how I ended up being born and raised in Pennsylvania. Because my dad's mom and dad were from Maryland. They moved to Pennsylvania so that my grandfather could work in the coal mines. So where my mom and dad grew up, it's not far from West Virginia. And my dad's dad died when my dad was only 8 years old from being sick from being in the mines all the time. And so my dad was raised like dirt floor poor. He had there were 9 siblings in his family. And back in those days, whenever the man of the house, died, there was no welfare or any kind of assistance for widows. There was nothing like that. So my granny, was trying to raise all these kids, and she ended up doing laundry for people in order to be able to put what little food on the table that she could. So he came from a very, very humble beginning, but always worked hard and was bound and determined to make a better life and never have to go through that. So he always provided well for our family. So yeah, that's my family history. Like, I know you probably didn't want to hear all that, but it kind of was a long beaten path story that talked a little bit about my heritage. So someday I'd like to go to England, but I'll make sure I get the name of the town first before I head over that way. And that way I'll know who to look for and what the name of the town is. Okay, so that was it. That's a very small stencil, so it didn't take me very long to... It's very interesting. Although I think it would be fun to go not only to England, but to Scotland, and Ireland, Wales. Yeah. One thing I do like is to watch British television. Right now I've been watching Outlander, which isn't really, it's like an American show, but the actors are all from England, Scotland. And I really liked Downton Abbey. That was very cool to watch that. And right now I'm enjoying watching Victoria on PBS, which is about Queen Victoria and Albert. Very cool to watch. Oh, okay. So you've been to Ireland before? Hi, Daniel. Oh, Carolyn, me too. I love Outlander. Ah, just finished watching the most recent season. Hey, Daniel, we're just making some projects here. We're getting messy with Chroma Glaze. I'm not sure, Daniel, if you have Chroma Glaze, but this is a stencil colored in the theme of Mardi Gras. So we'll see how it looks for the big reveal. Okay, this is just a generic stencil. It's nothing fancy, but it's, oh man, it's sticking to my paper. I guess when I told you it was really a sticky type of stencil, I wasn't kidding. Ah, it's ripping my paper. I can't believe it. Oh well, that's okay. It still looks good. Still looks good. Not gonna sweat it. Not gonna stress about it. Oh, your grandson was born in Ireland. Very cool. So Daniel, did you do any live videos today? Oh my goodness, this tape is definitely strong. I usually just use purple tape, but my stencils had been shifting on me, so I grabbed the blue tape. Okay, Daniel, I'll have to check it out. Wait, I'm confused. You said nope, then you said yes. Oh, you did one this morning. Okay, with Simon Says stamp kit. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. I thought maybe I missed something when you said nope, then yes. Well, I didn't have my chat on live chat. I had it on top chat, so I thought maybe I missed something, but now I switched it over to live chat. Yeah, so I had Mardi Gras in mind when I combined these three colors. And they turned out pretty cool. Very spring colors. This is sort of it's not a full-size panel of a card. It's just a part of a panel, but it'll make a nice card, I think. I like that stencil, even though it's just a cheapio. That's funny, Daniel. It's been a long day. You forgot you did your video. The days just blur together after a while, right? Thanks, Sandy. Okay. So we'll do another one because we have a couple more pieces here. This is that Not Your Mama's cardstock. I really like it. Okay. Daniel, you live in Rhode Island, right? So have you been having bad weather? Oh, where did I put my stencils? Right here behind me. Okay. Oh, this one's kind of cool. It reminds me of this one. This one reminds me of well, arrows, obviously, but also it reminds me of bird, like if a bird was walking in the snow. I don't know. That's what it kind of reminds me of. So you've been doing a lot of work in your craft room. Oh, Evernote. I don't have Evernote. I think Rose, who we met at the party, was going to use Evernote for her inventory, which I think that's an ambitious project. I mean, I can't even hardly ever remember anything about which stamps I have and where I put them. So I think it makes a lot of sense to try and inventory that stuff. So I wish you lots of luck. I heard it's a good program. Hi Ivy, how are you? All right, so this stencil, very intricate, okay? Sandy uses it. This is a Simon Says stamp stencil, all right? And it's called Holiday Tree Medallion Stencil. Well, I know why it says holiday tree, because if you look at this part right here, it looks like it has Christmas trees in it, all right? But the other sections, they're not exactly holiday. So I thought I would try this stencil with the Chroma Glaze. I thought I would maybe do some greens and yellows. Like I said, I have St. Patrick's Day on my mind. So I thought I'd give that one a try. I love these stencils are so intricate. They're so delicate. I mean, just looks like, to me, it looks like thread. It just looks so fine. And I only have one stencil like this, and I'd love to get more someday. But I think that's really cool. They have some really pretty stencils. All right, so what I thought we'd do is do a half, not the full card, just a half. Sort of like when we're using the Brutus Monroe heart, and just doing half. I thought that might be a nice kind of cool folksy look. Okay, so we'll give it a try. Oh, you found duplicates. I see. Well, you know what you need to do, Carolyn. Start a YouTube page and give away your duplicates as part of a contest. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. We're playing with Chroma Glaze tonight. We're making backgrounds out of stencils using Chroma Glaze. But what I was going to say, Carolyn, is, oh, you can do it, Carolyn. I know you can. And you've got the best supporters, the crafting community. They're so welcoming and they're so encouraging and so supportive. I'll tell you this right now. Last weekend, I was practically in tears and had completely lost all interest in ever doing a video ever again. Thank you, Ivy. But I just could not figure out how to get the stinking iPhone to work in landscape. I tried everything and nothing was working. You know what else would look nice? Orange, because when I think of St. Patrick's Day, I think of orange and green. That would look nice too. But I might be getting a little bit too ambitious because this is a very, well, first of all, this is a very intricate stencil, but it's got a lot of open space. So I don't want to use up all my Chroma Glaze all in one spot. Hey, Barbara. Welcome. What I was saying was, if you have a lot of duplicates, though, you could start a blog or start a YouTube channel, and you could give them away as giveaways. Just an idea. Oh boy, this is going to take every. Oh boy, what was I thinking, you guys? I am not a crafter that does good staying in the, and here I am doing this delicate stencil, and I've got this whole exposed side to my card here. Watch me get it all over my card. Watch me. Okay, this is too big. This palette is too big. I need to go back to the smaller one. Anyways, I've seen a lot of YouTube people, as they're getting near a certain number of subscribers, do giveaways. So that's where I was kind of going with that, Carolyn, you know. I think I'm going to just make this whole thing green because I just think the green is so pretty. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a little bit of yellow on the middle part. And I'm going to go really slow because this is a very delicate stencil. And just one little bump, it's going to come loose from the paper. And then I'm going to have a big smudge on my hands. Okay, note to self, do not use this delicate type of stencil again when making a project. Oh, the camera's moving. Oh, sorry. Let's fix it. Okay. Jim Andy links. Jim Andy Inks, is that what it is? Yeah, you could do videos on Instagram. That's a great idea. Yeah. I just want to make sure I have your name right. Jim Andy Inks. So you're changing your name. Jim and I. Jim and I. Just Gemini? Gemini? Okay. Well, you'll have to let us know, Caroline, when you make that change so that we're not losing you or losing touch with you. Okay. All right. We're getting there, folks. I don't want to go too fast because I know I'm bound to upset the whole pot. I think I'm almost out of green. No, I'm not almost out. I've used a lot of it though. I can't help it. I think it's such a pretty color. Sorry that I'm being so quiet at the moment, but I'm really concentrating just to make sure I don't. Oh, getting it all over my fingers too. All right, hold on one sec here. Now, Ivy, are you going to order any of these future maybe, or? I know you, I think Ivy, I think you said you had ordered the glitter glaze? Maybe? Okay. Oh, the embossing powder of the month. Okay. Which is awesome. Love the embossing powders. I think that's my favorite medium to work in, embossing powders. I don't know what it is about it. I just think it's awesome. I think I like the glitter and the shimmer of the embossing powder. This product is all about the shine, baby. It's all about the shine because it really has a real gloss to it. Okay, that's it. I'm done fooling around with that. Okay, well, I hope that you can try some of the glitter glaze. Glitter glaze is really gritty, but it's very pretty because it's very sparkly. I hope you can try some of the Chroma Glaze someday as well. Okay. I can tell you that Brutus Monroe was the first embossing powder that I tried. So, um, when my sister passed away and I had received her arts and craft supplies, she had some embossing powders um, in her supply, but I didn't know what it was. I had no idea what it was or how to use it. Um, I've only been making cards for about a year now. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. I smeared it again. I smear it every time. Ugh. I'm just taking my, um, I'm just taking it and putting it behind me in a tub so I don't want my stencils to ruin. But that's really pretty. That stencil, that is a Simon Says stamp stencil. You can see the detail on that. Oh, it just reminds me of lace. I think it's so pretty. Aw. Yeah, that's right, Ivy. I remember you purchased some of the, I should have just put that back in the pot. I should have never wiped it away like that. I remember you purchased some of the Brutus Monroe bonus when he had made too many. That was a funny story. When he made too many, he kind of went overboard. All right. Um, so tell me what your desire is, folks. We've got this. This one reminds me of a rainbow. Okay, just one second. I'm going to lay my card out of the way here so I don't get smear all over it. Okay, this one. Okay, we've got. Oh, you know what? This would look pretty with the sun, like a sunburst. This one would look pretty with yellow. Yeah, if I don't put it up right away, it's going to get knocked out of the way. And I'm going to have a mess on my hands. And I'll have ruined my project. I have the Folk Wave stencil. This is a Brutus Monroe stencil. It's like little polka dots. Yes, the rainbow would be pretty in gold and watercolored. Oh yeah, that would be pretty. You know what I have? I have something that's very similar to Chroma Glaze, but not exactly. It's Vicky Bouton. It's her version of the Chroma Glaze. It's white, so we can mix it with gold aqua pigment. Yeah. I'll be right back, folks. I'm going to grab my other version that I had just mentioned. Okay, let me grab this. Okay. So this is an iridescent glaze. Before I discovered Brutus Monroe, I was experimenting with mixed media, and Vicky Bouton had done a couple YouTube videos on this glaze, and it's the consistency is a little bit thicker than the Chroma Glaze. Okay, it's a little bit thicker, more like a mayonnaise consistency. But we could mix some of this with the gold or the gilded aqua pigment and run it through that like a rainbow. And then we would have golden rainbows possibility. Okay, so there's that possibility. Yeah, Ivy, I do too. I like her as an artist. I like her style. I do. All right. Okay. If you order it, Sue, you have to pay a little bit of extra shipping too then, I bet. For having it sent over to UK. Well, I'll tell you how they mix. So this, this is stained because with this gorgeous candy aqua pigment, because I love this aqua pigment. It's so pretty. But this Vicky Bouton iridescent glaze, it's really shiny. That's why, I guess that's why she calls it iridescent. But yeah, it is pretty mixed together. Let me find a piece of plastic to mix it in, and then we'll do that. You guys can talk to each other, and I'll be right back. I just have to get to my closet here. Okay. I have this clamshell base. I saved I get these from the bakery. Like they have sweets in them. And then I put if I'm making I want to clean up my desk, but I don't have any place to put everything, I'll just slap it in one of these. Like the bits and pieces, the, paper and things. I'll just throw it all in there, and then it's all in one place. Try to reuse as much as I can. I have a little spoon here. Get some of this out. Hi, Diane. Oh, I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad that you're all here. I'm sorry that you're late, but I'm super glad that you're here. We were just playing with the Chroma Glaze, and now we are switching over to iridescent glaze because it's very glaze. Because we were looking at maybe making something and painting it gold. I thought if we take some of this and we add some gold or gilded aqua pigment to this, we could come up with something cool. We're going to give it a try. All right, so we'll just put a couple drops. Oh, that little spoon? Yeah, that little spoon, isn't it cute? All right, so this little spoon, okay, it's a mini plastic spoon, and this was from my sister who passed away, and I told you that craft became mine when she suddenly passed away, and I didn't even know what they were. I didn't even know what a big shot was. I didn't even know what a heat gun was, okay? And she had a whole bag of these little spoons. And so they're good for embossing powders. I can't get this open. Okay, put it on too tight last time. Okay, so we'll put some gold or gilded aqua pigment in there. And we'll mix it up with the little tiny baby spoon. And see if we can get some gold color glaze here. Well, I might have to add a couple more. Did not know that. I have never seen them at my Dollar Tree. I think it all depends on where you live, right? So don't mind me as I'm trying to mix this. I think I have to add some more of this glaze because it's very thin. The consistency is a little too thin. So we'll just add some more of that in there. Some color. This finger, but or platinum. It's like a mix of silver and gold together. I think that's really pretty. Okay. It's just buffering really bad. Going here since I have this mixture. Oh, we got a nice big glob there. Awesome. Good, good, good. We're making progress now. I wasn't sure what happened, if we lost everybody or... Yeah, that's like a nice beige color. Not gold like I had hoped for, but that's okay. It is a nice color. And it does look very cheerful. Any sand or something it reminds me of. Shine. And I bumped it a little bit so it's got little bumps in it, but that's all right. I'll still use it. I definitely will still use it. Yeah, this is that iridescent glaze by Vicky Boutin. Like I said, I toyed around with doing mix to it, but definitely got into cards, and I'm glad that I did. All right, I'm gonna get this out of the way so it dries. So what I'm gonna do is grab, yeah, that's fine, whatever you guys have to do. The ones that I created. Let's see here. Let me get my craft. Okay. Okay, I don't know if it's still buffering, Dee or Sandy. Can you let me know what are you seeing right now? While I grab my finished product from last night to show you. Okay. All right. All right. So last night I created some. This one has the Mardi Gras colors. It's got green, then yellow, then purple, and it's definitely shiny, but it's also like textury because the bumps of the stencil, but otherwise it's smooth. There's bumps where the little dots are on the stencil. And then this one I made with half yellow and half green because I thought that would be really cool for St. Patrick's Day. So that gives you an idea of how shiny it is and how colorful it is. So I definitely recommend the product. I think it's really fun to play with. I think that you can get a lot of use out of it and definitely can create a lot of really cool looks with it using stencils. Yeah, this is the Chroma Glaze. This is Chroma Glaze, yes. Last night I created this with the yellow and the green and the purple. I put these three together and did like a multicolor effect on this side. Okay, and then on this side, I just did green and yellow, which I think the two colors together look really nice. I think this is a really nice card background for spring. I think it'll make high gloss, really, really good. Okay. So, oh, okay. I'll have to try it on different color cardstock and see what it looks like. So that's all I have for tonight. I just wanted to play around a little bit with a couple of the Chroma Glazes since our internet seems to be acting up here. I don't want to, keep filming because of that. I will tell you this. Tomorrow's project is going Stampleration stamp sets that I purchased. They had the really cool sayings, like this one says sparkle like a gem, and this one says diamonds are made under pressure. Do you remember that? There's going to be a birthday party here at our house starting around 2 o'clock Eastern time. So probably around 4, I'm going to get online and I'm going to, yes, I have that one too. And I stamped that out as well. And that's what that looks like, okay? So I'd like to make some cards with this. I actually stamped it out on 2 die background paper. And then I want to make a card with that. And then this one that says sparkle like a gem, I want to color it in with Copics and then do some Wink of Stella and make it bright and shiny and really sparkly. Or maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe we can cut these out on my brother's Scan and Cut after I color them in. So, yeah, just breathe. So, yeah, that's tomorrow's project. Where it says, going live in an hour or going live later so that people know to look out for me. But I didn't do that tonight because I've been having such bad luck, and Dee will tell you, I've been having such bad luck. Hey, Fatima, how are you? I've been having such bad luck getting my camera on my iPhone to go in the correct direction. But, well, Jess gave me some hints, and Dee gave me some hints. So I'm going to make these cards tomorrow, Fatima. We're going to, this sentiment set that I got from Stamplerations. We're going to make, and I think I might color these in, but I'll get, like, I've been trying to get some things. I wanted to show you if the computer doesn't buffer. The Chroma Glaze, the Chroma Glaze items that yes, we do. We have a wonderful crafting community. Definitely full of people, and get that way. But I mean, I'm thinking to myself, okay, this shouldn't be so hard. Lifting each other up and supporting each other. The only thing I didn't get to do tonight that I wanted to was the white Chroma Glaze with some glitter. I was going to try that with that heart that Christopher, that heart stencil that Christopher, yeah. So, hi Dee. Is your Cricut not working, or is it just taking a breather? Okay. Where did I put that? There it is. All right. Oh, overtime with those pirate ships. Oh, okay. Oh, well, I love to see the things that you all create, and I get a lot of inspiration from all of you. A lot of good ideas. Okay, folks, that's it. I'm going to get off this computer now so that I can finish getting things ready for my son's birthday party. So you guys can keep chatting with each other if you'd like. We'll all see each other tomorrow back on here again, and we'll make some cards together. And we'll actually make some cards with this background too. All right. So have a great night, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining.